Hi there, and welcome to Facebook Live with Ontradot. Yesterday, we introduced a first video in a series we call Winning Through Excellence in Sales. After all said and done, that's what being in business is all about. You're going to make sales. So, let me do my advertisement first here. I'm on YouTube training, and the first thing you're supposed to do is advertise your YouTube channel. So we have a YouTube channel. It's called Ontradot. You please consider subscribing to it. This series, Winning Through Excellence in Sales, is one of the playlists. It's the newest one. It's got now 2 videos in. There'll be another one published tomorrow. And this will go on for maybe 5 or 6 more, maybe more. It's a big subject. Sales is the subject. So please subscribe. Come on to our live programs on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon and tell us what you think about the subjects we're talking about. Share your thoughts. Look at other playlists on our YouTube channel that have to do with marketing and leadership and management and all sorts of other business subjects that I think you'll find interesting. So that's the end of the advertisement. We'll shut that down. But what we introduced in the first video, it's entitled Market, meaning, hey, look, before you put your sales plan together and you send your sales force out to handle all the issues of the day, you want to know what the heck the market is doing. Not the market in general, your market, and what the heck is going on. And you might ask, well, how the heck do you find out? I don't think I even told you in the video I did yesterday. But you find out by looking up market research. Now, short of going to the sources of all of these industry reports, you can do some interesting things just online. I go to McKinsey.com, one of the leading market researchers in the industry, one of the lead business consulting firms as well. Lots and lots of smart people, and they publish lots and lots of stuff every blooming day. I get 8 notices from them a day on new things they want to tell us all. McKinsey.com. And you can filter through all of this stuff and find what's interesting to your market. Another one I follow is Forbes magazine. A lot of my posts come from articles I find there. You go to entrepreneur.com. Look, when in doubt, go to google.com and do a search on your market subject. Name the market. This is easy to do. But if you're in real desperation, you can't figure this out, get yourself a library card to your local library, community library, and go see, get your library card. You gotta have that to be official there. But go there, masked of course, and talk to Madam Librarian or Mr. Librarian, and have them look up research reports that they might have that you're interested in reading about. They may have a whole library of them, or they may know of some of the other community libraries around the Raleigh-Durham area that have it. If you're really, really in desperation and you have some contacts into university libraries like Duke and UNC and NC State, in the business school, if you're not an alum of those places, go approach someone who could probably help you get access to the business library of the business school. Got 3 great business schools across those 3. So that's where all this kind of information is. And it should help you a lot. But what I thought I'd do today, in not repeating what I did in the video yesterday, is give it a little bit more background and information that might be helpful to you in your market research. And the reason I'm stressing that is you probably know it already, if you don't, you should better well figure it out that your markets are changing dramatically due to COVID, of course. Business models are falling apart in some cases. God love you if you own a restaurant or a gym. Oh, it's from hell. But lots of businesses have found new ways to reach customers, even masked and distanced. Even therapy business, for God's sakes. Can you imagine that? Doing exercise therapy or occupational therapy online and not having to go to somebody's office for it? So there's a lot going on, but you need to understand how COVID has affected your market. Most importantly, how it's affecting the customers you're now serving as well. So get market updates. So I gave you some resources to go chase, but also figure out what the competition is doing. You want to know, the latest competition, your top 3 competitors that you're up against almost all the time, and how they're doing. Follow the press on them as well. And get whatever insight you can about what they're saying, what their marketing, what their messaging is all about. You can find out by going to their websites. You don't have to hire some sort of consultant to do that for you. You're also in all this work to find the research reports. You want to know what are the new trends. You want to stay up with trends. For example, you want to stay up as to what local, state, and local and federal governments are doing that can affect your business in this COVID pandemic. I mean, businesses can be shut down. Just ask any restaurant owner, the gym owner, like that. And if they're your customers and you're selling equipment, that's a big problem for you. So if your customers are gym owners, or if your customers are suppliers to gym owners, you probably ought to be thinking about how you're going to deal with those kinds of issues in your sales plan and take special actions. So new trends, new regulations. So I kind of just covered that, but new regulations that stick, that are from the legislature, state and federal legislatures and senates, that are going to be long-term regulations. You want to know what the heck they are. But the big one is, and I didn't talk that much about it in the video yesterday, but I'm going to do it now, that you should be talking to a whole boatload of your current customers purposely, directly. A good 30, 45-minute conversation between you, if you're head of marketing, or if you're head of sales, or if you're even the CEO of the company. Part of your market research is to talk to them and see what's going on with them and what is happening to their business. Go the next step down the food chain. What's happening to their customers? Whatever's happening to their customers is going to affect them. So if you do that kind of research, you can figure out how all of this is going to affect you and what your sales plan is going to have to look like this year to respond to it. So this kind of research and hands-on and direct one-on-one discussions with people who are current, are feeling the results of the changes in the industry, changes in healthcare, for example, is what we're all dealing with. So have good market research done. The next is the business plan that got you started in the first place. Or if you happen to update your business plan every year, or you've got a operating plan, an annual operating plan, and there's a market section to it. When you put your sales plan together, those are also sources of information for you to update your sales plan and deal with the sales plan that responds to whatever changes occurred in the plan for the business. So you as sales managers and executives got to be very current with what the strategy of the company is. In fact, you probably have a lot of input to it. If you do the kind of market research, or if somebody in the company is doing the kind of market research I just got through talking about, you're going to be very influential in affecting the strategy of the entire company. But you want to know what's changed with respect to the plan for the business and what the operating plan changes are that you're going to have to respond to. So you as sales executives are then going to have to foster up the sales strategy and write the sales plan that responds to all of this information. That's what all of this market research and business planning is fodder for your plan. And you're going to respond by selling the products and services of the company accordingly under what possibly is a whole new array of value propositions and priority changes with respect to how to sell the products that you're offering people. This is a big shakeup. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You probably know it, and I'm probably teaching to the already converted here, but you've got to come up with a sales plan that responds to the overall strategy of the company. You also, let me bring this next one up. You also have to be cognizant of what the competition's doing. So competitive updates should be done on a regular basis, probably out of your marketing department. If they don't have it, you might want to do it as well. Who are the 3 or 4 top competitors you're up against? You want to know how all this has affected them as well. Are they weaker? Are they stronger? Are they coming out with something new? You are going to have to answer these kinds of questions when you start selling to customers. They're going to want to know, well, what do you think of so-and-so, the company's new product that deals with this very same issue you're talking to me about? So be current on competition. It's going to help you respond to questions by customers. So focus on the top ones, not every darn competitor on the face of the earth. Nobody expects you to know that. But those competitors that are trying to fulfill the same need you are, could be an entirely different way, but if they're going after the same need, they're a competitor. Focus on the top 3 or 4. You then in turn should update in your marketing material the website that talks about your value proposition. It could be materially changed. You may be emphasizing different forms of value or emphasizing some over others that you weren't before. So check your own SWOT analysis or the SWOT analysis your marketing team put together to make sure that we understand our strengths and weaknesses, our competitors' strengths and weaknesses, the opportunities and threats that are standing there in front of us. Make sure all of that stuff is current. Let me talk a moment about prospects. They come in lots of forms. If you're a company that's been in the market for a while, you've got current customers that, quite frankly, when you put your sales plan together, you should you should be talking to them, quite frankly, because you want, as I said before, you want to know what's changed. So you want to know, are they going to be in need of the upgrades you had planned to your software and hardware products? Are they a candidate for upselling to a greater number of features and a greater number of services that you're offering? Are they candidates for new products? So I call this low-hanging fruit. Current customers are the very first thing you should look at in your sales plan. What are we doing for them? Let's start there. Let's sell them something new, but by first understanding where they are with their wants and needs that need to be fulfilled as a result of the pandemic, for example, and whatever other changes are occurring in the industry. So you start there with current customers. You also start with the whole list of customers that you have recently approached, say in the last year, that maybe are in your pipeline or they're out of your pipeline because they've turned you down for some reason. You want to probably remind yourself that they still exist and factor them into your current planning. You already know them, you have a relationship with them, you've tried to sell something to them. Let's go back and try again. Things are changed. So if a competitor won, go right back at them, because you may be responding to this situation better than them. See, lots of stuff changes. And it, quite frankly, opens up new sales opportunities. So first and foremost, if I were reading your sales plan, I would want to read first, after your understanding of the market, blah, 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 what you're doing for current customers, how you're going to sell, who you're going to sell to, and what are you doing about all those that passed you by last year and going back and sell to them. There's a story there. There's opportunity there for you. Next is sales by referral. Over months and years of being in business and meeting lots and lots of people and establishing great relationships with influential people in the industry, you want to check in with your referral sources. These are people you know, you've built a trusting relationship in over time. You just call them up and talk to them, or get on Zoom like this and talk to them. And you let them know what your strategy is, what's hot in the market, and sooner or later, what you're hoping that they will do, without asking them to do it, is give you a referral to a new customer. It works nicely. Referral sales, referral marketing leading up to this is all about maintaining a relationship with a lot of people that are very influential, that can lead you somewhere. And they know what you're doing. You're taking care of them. They're taking care of you by referral. By the way, you can give them referrals too. That's an okay. Mutual referrals is an okay thing. So that's prospects. Then, for people you don't know, we're going to have to do good old-fashioned lead generation. This is called marketing. So you want to make sure that there is a marketing plan that is going to continue to fill up your pipeline of potential customers with qualified leads, and that there's a continuous flow of them. You could see a plan that go out over the months ahead of you for programs that reach people that you don't know and brings them into a situation where they start to know you. So I'm not going to go through my 3 steps of marketing act with you, because I've done it in other videos, but you want to make sure that whoever is doing lead generation for your company is doing it, and that it is sufficient to fill up your pipeline so that you've got enough leads continuously, and that you factored in your sales cycle and your closure rates and your rate of attracting a lead to actually converting to a sales call. You want to know all of those kind of analytics that you'll use to make sure that marketing is serving up a whole lot of leads, and it's enough of them so you can make your sales plan targets. So there you go. So the message here is stay current, stay current, stay current. Stay current with your market, your competitors, but most importantly, your customers. Your customers is what matters. So with that thought, and with the thoughts of your customers in mind, have a great day.